Okay, here's the second part of inverse functions. The notes, right, for worksheet 1 or part 1 inverse functions. Worksheet 1, part 2. The second part of the video. I did two examples on the first part. I kind of took longer because, I'm walking you and explaining through all the steps. These next 3 problems are much more complicated. They're increasing in rigor, right? So I'm just going to solve them. I'll talk about it. I won't do much writing. But make sure that you listen and you understand. If you don't, make sure you stop, you rewind, you play it again. So this is the second part of the first video. Okay. So we did 2 problems here. We're on number 3. Here's number 3. F of x is equal to 4 plus 5 over 4x. All right. So remember, we're looking to find the inverse. We got to find the inverse function. That's what's going on here, right? Find the inverse function. And this is the way you write the inverse function, right? Okay, so what do? Step 1, change this to a y. And when you have the x like this, sometimes I write it in the middle, but you just put it up on the top. That's step 1. Step 2, we interchange the x and the y. So now that becomes x is equal to 4 plus 5, and now that x becomes y over 4. Okay, and now you got to solve for y. Now you got to solve for y. And the problem is, remember, once you see anything that has a fraction or a denominator like this, we're going to do what? Well, we got to take care of that first. And what do I do to not have any denominators? I multiply by that same number. And whatever you do to one side or to one term of it, you got to do to what? To all of them. To all of them. So now you're left with 4x is equal to 16, right? Plus, and here they cancel, plus 5y. And since we're trying to solve for y, let me move this positive 16 that way. So you're going to get y is equal to remember, that's what you're doing. When you interchange x and the y, then the y changes to somewhere else. And then you'll get this. And this new y is your inverse. If that's f of x, the inverse is f negative 1 of x. That's how you do the notation for the inverse. So we're gonna get 4x minus 16 over 5, and I just checked the answer, and the answer has it like this. I mean, sometimes they'll leave it like this, which is weird. They'll leave it alone like this, and sometimes they'll split it up. Remember, this first term is divided by 5 minus this one divided by 5. So the other way that I see it on the worksheet says it like this: 4x over 5 minus 16 over 5. But it's the same thing, right? I mean, nothing actually reduces. But I'm just saying, if you get this and then you see this, you should know it's the same thing. Okay, number 4. Let me start this one right here. Number 4, example number 4. F of x is equal to x plus 2 cubed. Okay, let's not panic. First thing is, change this to a y. Y is equal to x plus 2 cubed. Then we do what? Interchange. Remember, interchange, that's the magic here for the inverse. You interchange the variables. And then the objective is to solve for this y. And that's where it gets trickier. Why? That's where it's getting trickier. Well, I can't. I mean, the way it is right here, I got x is equal to y plus 2 cubed. Doesn't matter if it's to the power of 2 or to the power of 3 or whatever. It's kind of trapped in here because of the cubed. How do I take this out? Well, remember, if it's squared, you take the square root of both sides. Well, here, if it's a cube or a 4 or whatever it is, instead of taking a square root, you're going to take a cubed root. And if you take the cubed root of this side, you got to take the cubed root of this side. So now you're left with the cubed root of x is equal to, and then these cancel out, right? Because that's the whole point. Now you freed it up. Now you freed up this inside. And then to solve for y, well, should be easy, right? Y is equal to the cubed root of x, and that positive 2, when you move it over there, becomes a minus 2. And so now here's your inverse. Remember that y, that new y, is your inverse. Let me check the answer. I got it right. All right, so we're doing the same thing. Change that to a y, interchange, solve for this y, and that new y that you solve for, that's your inverse. Okay, last one, number 5. G of x is equal to 4 over x plus 1 plus 2. Ooh, what? Change that to a y. Right, always this one, no matter what it is, change it to a y. And then interchange the x with the y. X is equal to 4 over y plus 1 plus 2. And now you got to solve for what? For y. Okay. Well, this one's going to be really tricky. See how the y, this, we have an expression now, and it's like here down in the denominator. Or remember when it was a number, we multiplied by that number. Well, now that it's an expression, we got to multiply everything by this expression to not have anything in the denominator. So guess what? I want to get rid of this denominator. It's y plus 1, so everything gets multiplied by y plus 1. And so even though it gets canceled out here, the y appears over here. So it's x times y plus 1 is equal to 4 plus 2 y plus 1. And then you get, you have y's in different places, so we need to expand this and then get those y's together. Oh, this one's going to be tough. xy plus x is equal to 4. Right, I distributed, is equal to 4 plus, and I distribute again, 2y plus 2. I have to get the y's together. So the y goes over here with this y. And this x gets over here. Okay, I don't want to do too many steps at the same time. Let me do this. Everybody agree 4 plus 2 is 6? Yeah, let me do this. xy plus x is equal to 2y plus 6. Let me not move this yet. Everybody agree? I just added the 4 plus 2 is 6. Now I'm going to do this. These y's, I need them to be together. They're not together. So this is going to move over here, and I don't want this one. This is going to move over there. When you do that, it's going to look like this. It's going to read xy minus 2y, right? It's positive here. When you move it over here, it's negative. Is equal to what? Negative x plus 6, or 6 take away x. This is a positive x. When you move it over, it's that way. Yeah. Now, how do I get 1y right here? This is the tricky part, guys. Here you have to factor it out. You have to factor it out. Factor out the y. That's a common factor. And what's left in here? X minus 2 equals 6 minus x. Ooh, this one's tricky. Let me take it up here. I'll copy it exactly the same. Y x minus 2 equals 6 minus x. Ooh, this one's advanced right here, guys. Hope you're not lost yet. Now, how do I get y by itself? Dividing by what? X minus 2. Whew! You get y is equal to, again, it might be, let me see what the answer is. How did they write it? Oh, they did that. Oh well, we'll just leave it like that. And that is your inverse. Oh, it was G, right? Sorry, it was a G. Oh, great. Okay, that's how you do it. All right, good luck.